You're listening to 17 Carat K-Pop. For more information about the variety of topics covered on the show, as well as my other podcast, How to Stan, visit 17caratkpop.weebly.com. And if you enjoy this episode, please consider becoming a monthly donor to support my work and allow it to continue to go on and be free for all to access for as low as 99 cents a month. Visit the Support the Show link on my site's homepage for more information. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 17 Carat K-Pop, and a very special installment in the series of episodes titled 17 Talk. I have a lot of thoughts to share about this brand new album, Your Choice, as well as the many ways it fits perfectly into this big puzzle their discography has been forming so far. I'll explain what I mean, plus give a track-by-track review and commentary. So without further ado, let's just dive in. Huge congrats to them for officially becoming quadruple million album sellers, meaning that 4 of their albums now have surpassed 1 million copies sold. This new album, Your Choice, has sold 1.1 million copies as of recording time in just 4 days. The first day sales of this album were almost double that of their other most recent album, Hangare, from around 462,000 albums sold in a day to over 881,000 sold in a day. And the new single, Ready for Love, topped iTunes in 22 regions around the world. And this is all without the big expected promo push, because they've had to put all promo for this release on hold, as a member of their staff tested positive for COVID, and because they are all considered close contacts, they have to enter self-isolation until the end of June. But in the meantime, at least they can still promote this great new album by, surprise, individual members calling into shows like this one. Just kidding, but you never know. Anyway, but interview or no interview, I will be promoting the heck out of this release the next 2 weeks. I'm going to skip around a little bit, but here is what the YouTube description says for 17's new music video, Ready to Love. Quote, 17 has announced the start of their 2021 project, Power of Love, and their plan to fill the year with the sensation of honest but radiant love. By singing about all the love we might encounter at different moments throughout our lives. Wonwoo and Mingyu kicked off 17's Power of Love with the digital single Bittersweet, which explores the dilemma between love and friendship. Now, with the group's 8th mini album, Your Choice, they continue the narrative of courageously confessing their romantic feelings to the person who brings those feelings out in them. The title of their 8th mini album is from the perspective of someone who values another's choice above their own. 17 has redefined and broadened their mature image, one only they are capable of, with the characteristic sincerity that drives them to be honest about their feelings. Unquote. Hoshi said at the press conference for this release that the concept stemmed from time spent thinking about empathy and what it really means to connect with other people, and how and why fans connect with 17's music specifically. Some more super cute quotes from the press conference. From Woozy, quote, Your choice means sharing what's on my mind and respecting your choices. It means I love you, but I also respect your choices. Joshua said, quote, Love is at the center of our many actions and emotions. Whether it be self-love, love for your friends or family, these are examples of the many different forms of love. But the main thing is that love is at the center of it all. Unquote. And the last thing I want to note is not from the press conference, but just, it's super, super sweet that the album says Carat I love you in it, shouting out the fans, in 18 different languages in the album booklet. I have a brand new post up on the show's website. If you click on either more and then go to the blog page, it should be the topmost entry because it's the newest entry. Or if you go to the episode link in the drop-down menu, click 17 Talk, and at the bottom of that page, I will also have a link. It's called The Artistry of 17, and it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, but I'm very glad I held off because this new album perfectly complements my thesis. So you can read the whole piece on my site, as well as the show's socials have links to the essay as well, but the bottom line being that 17 has this global recognition and resonance and have really excelled commercially, but also storytelling wise, thanks to their authenticity. And in that authenticity, they have shown variety. They have refused to sacrifice any side of themselves to show a new side of themselves. So their evolution as a group has been as organic as it gets, as opposed to some sort of forced maturing image. It's not like one day fans woke up and the 17 they had come to know and love was gone. It was gradual over time, like it is with any friendship, really, that you have with people. You realize over time that you've probably changed, but it wasn't this abrupt, one day you're one person, the next day you're another situation. That has allowed for fans to build trust with 17. We trust that they can be a voice of the youth, be relatable, inspiring messengers and performers. And they can trust us to be there for them and validate their feelings, support their vulnerability. So it's a very positive feedback loop, all started from their desire to not sacrifice any side of themselves over time. And I explain what I mean more in the essay, but just to give a really quick example, in this new music video, we still have a lot of the pastel aesthetics and the cute, wholesome imagery that their videos were full of in the early days of their career. But this is no carbon copy of their early career days. Those earlier releases addressed an overwhelming sense of nerves and fear about voicing your love for someone. And now they are very quite literally saying, I'm ready to love now. It's still scary, but I'm ready to dive in. Worry about what could go wrong later. I'm wasting time making up nerve-wracking, negative hypothetical situations in my head when I could just find out for myself. And it is worth taking that plunge. Therein lies both growth and consistency. Development that keeps their story from being too repetitive and boring fans, but also this dependable presence that fans have come to know and love. 17 did not feel the desire to completely sever ties with this image they had in their early career days of being tongue-tied, crushing hard. They just now view relationships as risks worth taking and just have a more mature outlook on them. But that doesn't mean they're no longer scared of taking that plunge. So it's ultimately about how 17 has this believable performance and this sincerity to what they do, because it is believable and it is sincere. They are not playing a role. They're being themselves and expressing a bunch of different emotions at once. It's a very just human way of telling stories. I dive into it a lot more in that essay, but that's the gist of it, is they are everything. They really are everything. And I try to explain why. This new album does a good job encompassing what love is all about on many levels. So let's talk about the key details to remember from the Ready to Love video and the Your Choice and Power of Love concept trailers. Before I summarize this project's concept trailer, aside from the trailer titled Power of Love, there was the Your Choice trailer. And that concept trailer featured a bunch of sentences that were very declarative, ending in periods. And that seems like nothing if you haven't been following the story, because they really have this layered uses of punctuation. There are many meanings you can derive from the fact they went from a semicolon to a period. Feels finite and very sure of themselves, just meaning more than just a period. The Power of Love concept trailer has a lot of really cute animated scenes that nod back to previous 17 videos, like the scene where Esku adjusts the camera before jumping into the shot right before the camera timer goes off in Manse. And aside from that, the way they deliver their message is interesting, where they have letter after letter appear, and reading all of those letters together kind of forms a sweet poem in a way. We all need love. Love finds its way to everyone, anywhere. Love is the light that shines on us, the miracle in our lives. Now, it is time to love. Are you ready to love together with us? Maybe the word together was a nod back to their song called Together. Just throwing that out there. Two really fun details I want to point out from the Ready for Love video. One, there is this pink school bus. And that just made me think of school year aesthetics of their early comebacks, like Monse and Very Nice. That schoolboy era stuff, coming back for their more mature, confident message, felt like an important full circle moment, especially because there are all these blossoming flowers inside the bus. Pretty symbolic. Second thing is that Woozy in this music video shows up by a group of numbers, 30, 32, 41, and 50. And if you add them up, that equals 153. 153, which is text lingo for I adore you, ties into this current message of the album and connects to their debut single. The lyrics for Ready for Love are all about feeling like the clock is ticking, hurry up and get together, live out your love story, and be together, run away together. And it's such an interesting progression in hindsight, because remember their first few songs, Adore You, and everything up until Boom Boom really, was focused on that message of, I'm so nervous, I don't know how to express my feelings to someone, how do I tell them how I really feel about them, can someone else talk for me, what do I say, what do I do, I'm too scared to do anything. Then they had the song Fear years down the road, addressing that too, and second-guessing themselves, spending too much time in their head thinking, I'm toxic, I'm poison, don't touch me. And then the song Fearless was the counterpart saying, no, maybe that's all in my head, I'm overreacting, maybe I should take this chance, and they will love me. And now in Ready for Love, they sing, quote, the moment my eyes saw you, everything's clear, no need to say a word, unquote. After all this time overthinking it, love found a way. It was just this instinctual emotion. And they are bound to be together, so no words really suffice anyway. So they are done spending their time worrying about what could go wrong and worrying about what could happen if they never explore what could go right. And so now they're totally ready for this relationship, whatever it brings. Heaven's Cloud paints a really pretty picture, with lyrics like, there is a secret paradise, a forest in the sky for you, even the winter is covered in 5 different colored paints. Every day the miracles continue, and here there's always a fine summer vibe. If you were to fall to the ground from here, even if that is the first time we met, we could immediately recognize each other. Half of the sky is a blue galaxy, and the other half is glowing with the sunset. Every day the miracles continue eternally. Here it's always me and you on a summer night. In Heaven's Cloud, they're basically describing the setting we see in the Oh My video. They're basically laying out a description encouraging you to picture in your head the kind of dreamscapes that come to mind when you think of Oh My. In the song Anyone, 3 key lyrics stand out to me. I'll never let go, we are 2 main characters without supporting actors on stage, and my absolute favorite, let's be together in this endless work. Think about that. Let's be together in this endless work. This relationship, it requires effort to uphold, but it's worth it. Will you join me in this lifelong project? We're not perfect, no couple is, but it's worth the effort to be less imperfect over time. I also like the small flowers are falling from the sky reference, which made me think of Falling Flower. Game Boy is a song that is a great reminder that they plan to talk about all kinds of love, not just romantic relationships, but the kind of love you have for objects and hobbies. And sometimes, ironically, what you love is just spending time alone and single, playing video games. I think it'll be a cool time capsule in hindsight, because there are lyrics referencing Bitcoin mining, and so it'll be really interesting, NFTs and stuff, if those themes are still relevant years down the road, or if this song will be like a snapshot of 2021. My favorite lyric has got to be, we don't need tea time to face each other, I send you gifts online. The song Wave seems to be talking about both kinds of waves at once. the sea and the ocean and waving hi to someone. They say time is running out. It would be nice if the busy times would stop. And what if it's a blue illusion for a while? Wave, 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 you can find freedom. Going after the wave is your dance. Being one with nature is kind of what they're getting at. And how you can maybe find peace and freedom and solace in that way. Once you feel less rushed, a sense that time slowed down a bit for you to be manageable, and you ride the waves, go with the flow, then you can feel ready to wave and say, hello world, I'm recharged and ready to go, and it feels freeing. The last song in this album is Same Dream, Same Night, Same Mind. It's a really sweet romantic song about seeing the same stars under the same sky, essentially. It feels very, very fitting that the final words in the song, which are also the final lyrics for this whole album, are, no matter what happens, don't worry, I'm by your side. That ending really ties up in a beautiful bow what this album was all about and was really trying to say. Some of the lyrics in their previous releases came to mind when I was reading these new lyrics, like how in Getting Closer they repeatedly say, where are my friends? And in the Your Choice concept trailer, the text on the screen says, we used to be friends. Then you have the references to the stars, the ocean, those romantic dreamscapes they are creating a mental picture of in Ah Love. And then in Do Re Mi, they say I support your feelings, and it's a great song about letting someone feel the way they feel, which very much fits with this new theme of the album, Your Choice. That wraps up today's episode of 17 Talk. Again, make sure you check out my site for my article about 17's artistry. That is also where you can find 2 new interviews I did, one with DJ Mini Monster about his NCT remixes and more, and one with the indie rock group Lanalog. Definitely ones to watch. So check out those interviews and my essay on the site now, and stay tuned for a lot more on the show this week and next, both promoting 17 and other artists as always. Thank you all for your support, and I will talk to you all again very soon.